But then on SmackDown Friday night, it gets even better. Because on SmackDown Friday night came the return of Bill Goldberg, with one match left on his current contract, who will be heading to Saudi Arabia to challenge Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. Yet another title match for Goldberg. Why bother entering the Royal Rumble when you can just cash in your Goldberg in the Bank contract for a shot anytime you want? Vince McMahon is finally getting the match he wanted to do 2 years ago. At least it's happening in 2 weeks, and not at WrestleMania. Now Goldberg gets to play, potentially, spoiler, to Brock Lesnar's hopes of another match with Roman Reigns. Now maybe Brock intentionally cost Goldberg the match to preserve his own match with Roman Reigns. I seem to recall a February pay-per-view many years ago where Goldberg cost Lesnar a championship. Maybe Brock will return the favor. That was almost 20 years ago. And here we are still with Brock Lesnar and Bill Goldberg. Amazing. Goldberg has had success twice before in the month, and I want to point this out too, because do I believe that Bill Goldberg is going to go to Elimination Chamber and be the one to beat Roman Reigns 500 and something days as champion, this close to WrestleMania, this close to what looks to be a winner-take-all match against Lesnar? No. I'm pretty confident sitting here saying that Roman Reigns is not going to lose the title to Bill Goldberg. But I can't sit here with 100% certainty and tell you that. And the reason why I can't do that is because I said the same thing a few years ago when Goldberg went to Saudi Arabia to wrestle the Fiend for the Universal Championship. And remember how that turned out. But it's not just the Fiend. Bill Goldberg has had quite a level of success in the month of February, winning the Universal title. He won it from Kevin Owens in 2017. And he won it from The Fiend in 2020. I'm sure we all remember that Super Showdown. So I put nothing past these people because these people are idiots. But it could be Big Bill's final match ever. Can't really think of a bigger opponent for him to get in the ring with at this point than Roman Reigns. Roman is one of the biggest stars in the entire industry. So if he's going to go out, Roman Reigns is not a bad name for Bill Goldberg to go out with. This could be his final match. They should make it title versus career and have Reigns smash him in 5 minutes. I think it took about 9 minutes for Drew McIntyre when he wrestled Goldberg at the Royal Rumble last year. It shouldn't even take that long for Roman Reigns. I've never been completely negative on the idea of Goldberg doing a special match here and there. My issue has always been, and you can go back and listen to what I said the last time about this, my issue has always been why, after having already won the championship twice, any of these matches need to be contested for a title. They don't. It is beyond embarrassing. And yet, despite the negative feedback to the Rumble, and the boss sending his son home, oh my God, backstage turmoil. There's a report from Fightful this week about morale in the locker room being as low as it has ever been. Despite all of it, WWE announced on Thursday that revenue for last year increased to a record $1 billion for the first time in the history of the company. You save a lot of money when you fire 80 wrestlers and however many other office people they got rid of last year. All those budget cuts. Truth be told, more than 85% of that comes from television and streaming deals. It's not even really about the cuts, it's television and streaming deals. Which just goes to show you how important those deals are with Fox and NBC Universal. I have to give them credit. I really do. I have to give them credit. They continue to make money in spite of themselves. On the latest edition of his Kurt Angle Show podcast, Kurt Angle said that the idea for a 3-week program on WWE television for him was dropped by the company at the last second, and he has not signed any deal with WWE. Now, he didn't go into any kind of specifics about what the program was going to be or why it got dropped. He was at the Royal Rumble in St. Louis with his family last weekend. He was doing some documentary interviews, and he did a meet and greet. And, he said last week WWE contacted him to return for a month or so. That's what he said, for a month or so. He would be back on TV. He said he was very excited for what they had planned. Well, plans change, pal. And it looks like that's not happening anymore. I can't imagine what it would have been. I mean, if they were bringing him in for 3 or 4 weeks only, I don't know what that would have been for. I mean, I would say if Gable Steveson was ready to debut soon on Monday Night Raw, since they drafted him already, Angle could have played a mentor or a coach role for him on TV. I'm sure that's not what it was, but just thinking of a potential role for Kurt. I don't even think that Kurt needs to be on TV, but if he was going to be, that would be kind of an interesting idea. But a 3-week program on TV, I mean, is he going to come in and do comedy stuff with the Alpha Academy? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what their plans were for him, but apparently, just like the plans for Shane McMahon at WrestleMania this year, those plans have gone out the window.